Hi, absolutely no one asked for this, but I'm like really suffering. Just everything that's going on with the world. I was like, I want to cook. So I'm making my famous baked ziti. So right now I'm browning the beef. And then I also have Italian sausage, a pound each. And then I'm starting to boil my water for the penne. This is an insanely easy recipe and it makes so much food. And I've perfected it over the years. At least that's what my husband, my mom, and my kids have said. I've already greased my big pan with olive oil. And this one, I always have enough, and I always make my mom one because she lives about 2 miles down the road from me. So she'll have dinner for a couple nights. But I just cover the bottom with a jarred sauce. It can be any one you like. I personally like the Prego 3 cheese. Voila. We're back to the beef. All that I've done, added in this ground beef, is some fresh garlic, as you can see. Y'all, when I say fresh, this is what I mean. And salt and pepper. That is it. That's all that's in this bad boy. When I first started making this, I did not put meat in it, but my husband, who is a chef, said, it's not a meal unless there's meat. So I started adding meat. But my point is, you could add ground turkey if you're not a huge fan of sausage or beef, or you could just have cheesy, saucy pasta, which is also delicious. Okay, I'm gonna drain this beef now because I don't need that soggy grease in my ziti. All right, I set the beef off to the side for now, and now I'm going to cook the Italian sausage. And same thing, I'm just gonna put some pepper and my favorite garlic salt on this bad boy. Okay, my water is finally starting to boil. So I'm gonna put my pasta in. I just cook it al dente, which is usually about like 12 minutes I have found, but your oven or pasta may be different. You could probably use any pasta you'd want. I just personally enjoy penne. Okay, my sausage is done. I'm gonna drain this too, even though there's really not much grease. Okay, our pasta is done. I'm gonna drain it and I'm gonna rinse it in cold water. I know, don't come after me. Don't come after me, I'm Italian too. But to get all the ingredients mixed together, like the cheese, the pasta has to be cool. But I don't want it to sit there and get all hard and slimy, so I rinse it with cold water. And then in the same pot, because I don't need to do additional dishes, I have both the meats in this bowl. I'm gonna combine a cup of Italian cheese, a cup of mozzarella, all of the ricotta, an egg and a meat, and all the meat. And then I'm gonna place it in these two pans. This is where you're probably gonna get messy. You wanna use your hands. Make sure you wash your hands. Also, if you're vegan, you do not have to add the egg. I just found that when I started adding the 2 pounds of meat, that it held everything together better. I got my 1 cup mozz, 1 cup Italian cheese. You'll wanna save this because we're gonna use it on the top when we get done. I got my egg in there. I'm gonna squirt out this ricotta. Personally, I need the whole milk ricotta. It makes it creamier. And then I'm gonna dump in my meat. And just for an added little, I do some Italian seasoning, garlic, salt, and pepper. Okay, you're gonna get a sneak peek? No. You're gonna see me mixing this with my hands. Don't worry, they have been washed. It's messy. It's ricotta cheese and a whole lot of ingredients. So you're gonna really need to get in there. Look at this. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now because it's weird that I'm like, oh, this feels so good. It doesn't actually feel, it smells good. That's what I said. I'll probably cut this part out because, like, you know, I'm not a food influencer and I definitely don't want to be. I'm having a little bit of a mental breakdown with what's going on in America right now. And I wanted to make something that made my heart happy. So I'm doing that. Okay. And I can't stop the video right now, which also sucks because I have messy hands. So, un momento. Actually, hold on. I think I could do this with this. Okay, so now you're just gonna take this mixture that you made and dump it in here and kind of even it out as much as you can. Like I said, I also make my mom a little side dish as well, so I gotta grab that, make sure I have enough for hers. All right, so I got those all done. So then I'm gonna go in with the Prego. Now this Prego I had already put on the bottom, so there's only a little bit left. So I'm just gonna use this up. So I've just coated the top. I opened a new jar of Prego. I still have some left. I'm gonna save this from when we eat it, and I can pour a little extra on, because I'm a saucy girl and I like my sauce. And then my not so secret ingredient, Alfredo. I usually make this for, any kind of meal train, and people are always like, oh my God, it was so creamy. I'm like, yeah, that was the Alfredo. I also just pour it on. Like, there's going to be probably half of this left, but I'm telling you. And then because I'm lazy and I don't want to get a spatula, I'm just going to do this, which is literally just spreading it around, make sure the whole top is coated. Sometimes which I probably will, I'll do like little holes to make sure the sauce gets down into the noodle mixture. Yeah, make sure, come on, every bite, baby. Remember, it's on the bottom and the top, but not throughout. Man, no cooking influencers come after me. I know that I'm probably doing this all wrong, and I don't care. I'm just sad, and I wanted to make something. Okay, and then you're gonna put the remaining a cup of each of these on top, so it's like melty, cheesy. Every bite. All right, and then usually I top it off with some Parmesan. I personally love like a little bit better of a Parmesan, but you know what? This is all I got right now. And then maybe some salt and pepper. So unfortunately, 2 of my 3 children have basketball games tonight, so we'll not be eating this tonight. But the great thing about it is I can just stick it in the fridge and throw it in the oven tomorrow after another round of basketball games. So 375, 45 minutes covered, at least the first 30, and then I would peek on it and probably remove the foil and do the last 15 uncovered. My children call her nanners, but hers is smaller, so I'm just doing 375 for 30 minutes, and this is how I will deliver it to her so she can make it when she's ready. And that's why it's also great for meal trains, because they can make it when they're ready, and it's easy, and that's why it's great for meal trains, because usually meal trains are because the woman either had a baby or surgery. Anyway, the men can just throw it in the oven, and I usually just buy like the cheap garlic bread to add in there. And once again, you just throw it in the oven. I'll insert the recipe and all that stuff. Be kind to me. I'm not a chef. I don't claim to be. I just was feeling sad today, and I was like, I want to cook. It'll make me feel better. And it did for like a good 20 minutes, and I'm gonna go back to being sad. Actually, I have the kitchen to clean up, so love you, bye. Okay, this is where you're gonna need to screenshot. Here are the ingredients, and here is the recipe. Screenshot. Now go enjoy that bitch.